In the headlines, man masterminds murder of wife to inherit her fortunes. 64,000 live ammunitions, 34 kids intercepted from traffickers. Job losses as Kano Industries cope with harsh economic realities. And in sports, winner of Trust Golf Tournament received parting gift from corporate organization. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Zainab Bala. The news in details. Police has arrested a man identified as Ame Kalu from Nguzueda village, Afiko South local government area of Ebonyi State, who allegedly killed his own wife to inherit her landed property, houses, money in the bank and a thriving business. The spokesperson for the police headquarters, Frank Mba, stated this in a statement on Wednesday in Abuja. According to the police, slain woman Nneka Kalu reported missing and later found dead in a cassava farm on August 29th in Nguzueda village in Ebonyi State. Police investigation said Kalu lured his late wife to a road junction for her to be abducted by 5 men from Nguzueda village whom he had contracted to kill her, and the criminals strangled the woman to death after obtaining necessary information on the whereabouts of title documents and other relevant papers of her possessions. The police said 3 of Kalu's alleged accomplices have also been arrested, while efforts are being intensified to arrest the others, adding that the suspects will be charged to court at the conclusion of the investigation. A father alongside his 2 sons have been killed on their way back from the farm by yet-to-be-identified assailants in Ore community at Ore Gbeba Road of Apaigala Council Ward in Ado local government area of Benue State. The spokesperson for the police command in Benue, DSP Catherine Anene, and the chairman of Ado local government area, James Oche, confirmed the incident to newsmen in Makurdi, noting that the matter has been reported to security agencies whose personnel are already on the trail of the perpetrators, while few arrests have been made and the suspects would help with the ongoing investigation. Reports say the incident of the killings have occurred repeatedly in some areas of Ado bordering Ebonyi State, where boundary disputes continue to unsettle the inhabitants, while there had also been reported cases of herders' invasions. The House of Representatives has urged the Inspector General of Police Usman Baba Alkali to thoroughly investigate the disappearance of the 5 consultant engineers known as Nelan 5 abducted in Ebonyi State. The resolution came on the heels of a motion presented by the lawmaker representing Ihiala Federal Constituency of Anambra State, Ifeanyi Chudi Moma. Moma, while presenting the motion, recalled that on Wednesday, November 3rd, 2021, 5 engineers from Nelan Consultants, an engineering firm who were supervising the Abakaliki Ring Road project, were abducted at Onungwenu village in Ohaoka local government area of Ebonyi State. Addressing a press conference after a plenary with the abductees' kingsmen from Anambra, Moma appealed to the authorities to ensure that justice was served in the matter to clear all doubts.
Of government. Our brother, Mr. Nelson Onyeneme, who hails from Ihiala and who is the lead consultant of Nelan Consultancy, along with 5 other engineers, were abducted on the project site in Ohuku local government area of Ebonyi State. They got the contract of an award of the sum of $150 million, a contract award given to the Nelan Consulting, thank you, given to Nelan Consulting by the African Development Bank.
The right of life of our brother is very, very paramount. His liberty is very, very paramount. And we are very concerned that he should either, the people concerned, in fact, to be very precise, the Ebonyi State government should either produce him to us alive, or if anything has happened to him, then let us even at least see the corpse so that we know how to give him a decent burial.
Well, we handled the ADB project, the Ring Road project in Ebonyi. So on November 3, in one of our routine inspections and site visits to Ebonyi, Engineer Onyeme and 4 of his colleagues were abducted. And since that time, we've not heard any inkling of what has happened to them. And sadly, from events unfolding, we believe that the Ebonyi State government, because of the undue interference they've had on this project right from inception, we believe that there are still so many unanswered questions.
Now, Resource Center for Human Rights and Civic Education has called on President Muhammadu Buhari's administration to rise up to its responsibilities and address the sufferings of Nigerians. The executive director of the center, Ibrahim Zikirullah, stated this in a press conference on the State of the Nation ongoing in Abuja.
Have been, to say the least, most disappointing. Like never before, Nigeria's territorial integrity and its internal security have been severely compromised by relentless groups of terrorists. In recent times, the state of the Nigerian economy has been a source of utmost concern for citizens. The inflation rate has gone beyond control, leading to the astronomical rise in the cost of living. Attacks and threats against journalists and human rights activists has intensified all through the year. Even in cases where the state is not directly carrying out the attacks against citizens, activists and journalists, there is now an emerging trend of mobilizing thugs and street urchins to inflict harm on those who insist on invoking their right to demand accountability from the government. President Muhammadu Buhari must rise to the occasion by assenting to the Electoral Act amendment, which the National Assembly has passed and transmitted to him.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) have intercepted 64,000 pump-action gun cartridges and a new pump-action gun at a store located at Success Line Marine Modern Market, Onitsha, Oka North Local Government Area of Anambra State. The discovery, which led to the arrest of an arms dealer, 34-year-old Donatis Onyemachi, followed credible intelligence on drugs and arms deal in the location. A statement by NDLEA Director of Media and Advocacy Femi Babafemi said soldiers from the military backed NDLEA operatives to storm the store on Wednesday and move the arm and ammunition to the agency's office in Oka. Femi, in a related development, operatives on patrol along Okene-Lokoja Expressway in Kogi State have intercepted 34 children between the ages of 8 and 14 being trafficked from Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State to Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. The minors packed in 2 commercial buses, Toyota Sienna and a 12-seater Mazda with registration numbers Lagos LND 124FV and Oyo BDJ 683YK respectively, were recovered in the early hours of Thursday from the human trafficking syndicate. He said the bus drivers confirmed that the kids were handed over to them by a woman at Ijebu-Ode to be conveyed to Abuja, adding that on arrival in the FCT, the woman is called to another bus driver who will convey the children to Riyom in Plateau State. You're watching Trust TV News Updates. Coming up, Abuja manholes and safety risks. Details of this story and more after the break. Do stay.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the Trust TV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search Trust TV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Trust TV News Update. Our top stories. Police has arrested a man identified as Ame Kalu from Nguzueda village, Efikpo South local government area of Ebonyi State, who allegedly killed his own wife to inherit her landed property, houses, money in the bank, and a thriving business. And operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have intercepted 64,000 pump-action gun cartridges and a new pump-action gun at a store located at Success Line Marimother Market in Onitsha. Still ahead, Nigeria Center for Disease Control has confirmed 1,050 new cases of COVID-19 in 10 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The agency, in its update for Thursday, said no fatalities recorded, while 50 people were discharged on Thursday after recovering from the infection. To date, over 200,000 cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed in Nigeria, with over 200,000 discharges made. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization has asked Europeans to keep a vigilant eye on the spread of COVID-19 during the holidays, while the vaccines remain the best way to prevent severe disease and death, even with the arrival of the Omicron variant. Elsewhere, Nasarawa state government is to establish a Lassa fever testing center as the disease hit the state and claimed the lives of 2 consultant gynecologists, a woman and a baby. The Chief Medical Director, El Hatu Araf Specialist Hospital Ikrama Hassan, stated this while addressing healthcare workers from the facility who staged a solidarity procession in honor of their deceased colleagues. According to the CMD, the management of the hospital, in conjunction with the state government, expressed its unreserved preparedness and willingness to do all within their powers to ensure that the state establish a testing center for Lassa fever. Ikrama explained that the 2 consultant gynecologists got infected after performing a surgery on a probable case of Lassa fever. Efforts by both chambers of the National Assembly to pass a 16.39 trillion budget this week suffered a setback as the financial requirements from the Independent National Electoral Commission for 2023 general elections is yet to be presented and captured. Last-minute efforts made by the Senate Appropriation Committee to get the requirements detailed from INEC at a special session failed as chairman of the electoral body, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, is not readily available. The report.
President Muhammadu Buhari had, upon assumption of office in 2015, initiated a January-December fiscal calendar. This is to pave way for ease and prompt implementation of annual budgets. For the 2022 fiscal appropriation bill, the president had presented before a joint session of the National Assembly a 16.39 trillion naira for consideration.
We had a very robust and frank interaction with INEC and National Population Commission. It's in respect of the complaints we've had from different quarters about the inefficiency of funds that have been provided for them in the 2022 appropriation bill. And because of the stance of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that these 2 institutions need to be properly catered for in terms of their funding. We all know the importance of election in this country, and indeed the entire world. It is the foundation of every democracy. To tell you that whether it's going to be passed this week or not, but we are still working on it. You can make your calculations, all right? But I don't have the authority. The Senate President will be the one to tell you so. I'm not the one to tell you that. So,
in the same vein, the House of Representatives on Thursday mandated its Committee on Gas Resources to liaise with the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Dimipre Silva, to proffer solutions to the rising cost of cooking gas in the country. The decision was signaled to a motion on urgent national importance by the lawmaker representing Odo Ting, Ifilodun Borile Federal Constituency of Osun State, Afolabi Rashid, on the need to check the persistent increase in the price of cooking gas and the negative impact on the lives of Nigerians. He said Nigerians have been facing various challenges, including insecurity, extreme poverty, high cost of food and essential consumables, it would be most unreasonable to allow issue of rise and cost of gas to add to these.
Citizens, concerned that a prolonged increase in the prices of essential items, especially during this Yuletide season, could have great social consequences as it could worsen the economic hardship, thus forcing people into resort to crimes and other vices in order to survive.
Responsible for ensuring health, safety and environmental regulation in oil industry conform to international best practices. Concerned that there is an avalanche of illegal marketers and gas outlets of liquefied petroleum gas, otherwise known as cooking gas, on the streets in the Federal Capital Territory and other states of the Federation, which in contravention of the international health and safety standard. The House also concerned that the prevalence of this illegal marketer of liquefied petroleum gas, cooking gas, on the street is a critical threat to lives and properties of the citizens.
The House also urged the Department of Petroleum Resources to immediately commence raiding on illegal liquefied petroleum gas stations across the country to safeguard lives and properties of the people, as it mandated its Committee on Gas to ensure compliance. Federal lawmaker representing Osun State Taiwo Luka moved the motion at plenary. Still ahead, industrial sector in Kano are collapsing even as smaller businesses are trying to survive harsh economic realities. In this special feature, Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibril examines the industrial development and its current impact on the state's socio-economic growth and development.
Commercially viable, Kano is known to be the Nigeria's center of commerce, trade hub for the sub-Saharan Africa, and perhaps the nation's second most industrialized city. Its famous Kantinkori textile market, the popular Abubakar Rimi market in Sabongari, the busiest multi-purpose Singa market, the Africa's largest grain market in Dawanau, and of course the Asian Kurmi market all tells a story of a promising economic opportunities in Kano. The industrial development of Kano started at between 1920 and 1930, when the then Emir of Kano, Abdullahi Bayero, established Kano Waterworks, which was used to generate electricity.
The Emir of Kano, may Allah continue to rest his soul in perfect peace. He is the Alpha and Omega, and it's like he bulldozed his way to do that, because the contribution of the colonial masters is only about £20,000 and in kind, by giving, I think, the engineer also, by providing the engineer that supervised the work. But the 200,000+ pounds was sourced and paid by Kano Native Authority, Kano NE, which is under the leadership of the King Emir of Kano that time.
By 1940, real industrialization in Kano began with the establishment of mainly soap and some few confectionery factories. But the state witnessed its industrial boom following the federal government import substitution policy of 1970, during which Bompai and subsequently Chalawa and Sharada industrial estate were established, with over 500 industries and factories functioning then in full capacity.
By mid-80s to early 90s, based on membership of Manufacturing Association of Nigeria and non-members of MAN, there were about 500 industries in Kano in between that time. But the MAN members are 200 and something, and non-MAN members are almost 200 and something. So making about 500 as at that time, which shows the highest number of industries in Kano.
The significance of this industrial boom, however, led to a massive job creation, which lifted thousands out of poverty, provide government with billions of naira in revenue, led to a significant reduction of high cost of living, and improved Kano's foreign investments. Unfortunately, from early 90s to date, things seems to have fallen apart for Kano, with a little below 150 industries operating far below the factory's capacity at between 20 to 30%.
Well, this is how it is behind me here in most industrial estate here in Kano, a dump site. These industries have been closed for many years and there is nothing inside, only that people used to come and dump refuse here. And this is happening in almost all parts of Kano's industrial estate of Sharaɗa, Chalawa and Bompai industrial estates.
In Ajuket capital, the problem
Abuja residents have raised concern over uncovered manholes posing a dangerous threat to road users and unaware pedestrians, especially in the night. Trust TV's Nafisa Abdullah reports that covers of many of the manholes are either removed or stolen by criminal elements within the city.
A manhole is an opening to a confined space, such as a shaft, utility vault, or large vessel. Manholes are often used as an access point for underground public utilities, allowing inspection, maintenance, and system upgrades. Currently, a number of roads in the FCT have been rid of facilities like lamp stands, manholes, and water chamber covers, among others. This menace, especially the manhole, which is happening at an unprecedented rate, contributes immensely to the country running foul of motorable roads and safe pedestrians. Some Abuja residents share their experiences about the dangers these manholes pose.
The aspect of these holes in the side of the road here, it happens to me in the rainy season period when water filled up the roadside. I never knew that there was a hole. On my way walking by, I just said I should come down before I cross the road. Coming down, my leg just entered inside the hole, and I even sustained a little injury in my legs. So if there's a way government will just find a iron, I think they used to do it. I don't know why some of the holes has blocked. They will just put an iron that water will be penetrating through the iron so that such an incident will not even occur.
The manhole as it is, it was not like this before. It was because of these guys that pick things around, those scrap, because a lot of them, they're the one that pull it. And it's always scary when you bump into it, like in an unexpected area, be like, oh my God, am I not going to fall? So I think what we can do, even if we keep replacing, even if governments keep replacing it, we can like be on the watch out for it together.
All right, that's it on News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Zainab Bala. Thank you for watching.